Daniel is like the brother that, I already have a brother. He's the second brother I wish I had. He's so nice.
Yeah, he's somehow related to Ethan Hawke, definitely. He's a cat whisperer. All right. So there's not many people. If he's actually this horrible, awful person that's here to try to destroy flat Earth, wow, then he deserves a standing ovation.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, if indeed they destroy, or try to anyway, destroy flat Earth in the documentary, you and I will stand up at the event and give them a standing ovation.
Yeah, we will.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good today. This video will contain copyrighted lies and deception being used underneath the Fair Use Act for educational purposes. All right. Many of you don't watch Patricia's show because you can't stand her, and I understand that. But yesterday they did a impromptu live stream to do damage control. Damage control because of my videos. Damage control because of the trailer that just came out about the documentary. And the trailer proves that the upcoming documentary is nothing more than a hit piece against flat Earth. But Mark starts out the damage control by trying to convince you all that this isn't a hit piece because Daniel, the filmmaker, said so. Let's listen to this nonsense.
I scan the internet all the time, and this thing came up on Vice.com. You can look up. The title is called "This Filmmaker Wants Us to Take Flat Earthers Seriously," and it was an interview with Daniel J. Clark, the director of this thing. And it was a great interview. And I have to state it up front, really great that he got it out of the way literally in the first part of his interview where he said this, basically this is not a hit piece. The last thing we want to do is upset the flat Earth community because, as you know, we're large and extremely dangerous.
And there you go. There's nothing funny about that, Mark. I mean, they're so desperate at trying to be funny and sell themselves to a network. They're sitting there doing their sexual innuendos. They've only increased them now. I mean, it's not funny. You two are not funny. You're not even good crisis actors. So there you go. It isn't for you, Mark, Patricia, Daniel, Caroline. It isn't up for you to determine what your documentary is. You made it all. All right? It's up for the flat Earth community to decide if it's a hit piece or not. And the majority are going to see it as a hit piece. All right, now in the documentary, Mark's mom's in it, and she lets it out that Mark Sargent is a member of the Flat Earth Society. You know what's funny is, if the media, anybody who's interviewed him, and there's been a lot of people that interview Mark, and they say he's a member of the Flat Earth Society, and Mark doesn't say anything about it. He lets the media roll with it. He lets the documentary maker roll with it. He lets his mom roll with it. He doesn't stop and correct anybody when they reference him to the Flat Earth Society. But if you're one of his critics and you make a YouTube video and you try to tell everybody he's a member of the Flat Earth Society, well, he's quick to make a video calling you a troll. So I got to ask you, Mr. Mark Sargent, why have you never stopped the media, stopped the documentary maker, stopped your mother and corrected them and say you're no longer a member of the Flat Earth Society? They're controlled opposition. So, what does Mark do? He tries to convince us that he's the person that originally came out with the information that the Flat Earth Society is controlled op. He's the one that's trying to say he educated the Flat Earth community about the terrible people at the Flat Earth Society. Listen to this nonsense.
Who, the very first guy that told everyone, hey, the Flat Earth Society might be sketchy, keep an eye out for them, don't trust them, right? Then 3 years later gets accused of being in the Flat Earth Society that he told everybody to be scared. Oh my God. So well, yeah.
I know this story pretty well just because I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's just it. It's a story. It's damage control. You notice he only calls out us critics. He never corrects the media or anybody else when they align him with the Flat Earth Society. So that just shows you right there, he's a liar. he sits there and deceives people intentionally, and you all think he's just the greatest thing since flat Earth. Get freaking real. So, next clip. Mark obviously knows there's so much to hate. Wow, I'm sorry about this image right here, people. But Mark knows there's so much about this upcoming documentary to hate because, trust me, Mark and Patricia have already got a DVD and they've seen it in the comfort of their own home. Don't let them try to deceive you. All right? So let's listen to him. Listen to them here.
Well, I'm not going to worry too much about the whole Flat Earth Society thing because let's be honest here. When this thing comes out, there's going to be so much more to hate. Just because people are just going to hate. People are going to want to have it a certain way, and they're going to think that everything's cringeworthy and everything's this and everything that. The people in the community are going to be our worst critics compared to the people outside the community, which are going to see it as a very interesting thing.
Yeah, I think that.
Do you really believe that, Mark? Do you really expect us to believe that the people outside the Flat Earth community are going to see this or us as an interesting movement? Get freaking real, Mark Sargent. I can't believe people fall for this clown. He's obviously been a shill from day one. I knew he was controlled op. You know, he tries to tell you the heat from the heat comes up from the ground, and that there's civilizations with their machinery below us. And that's no lie. If you all want a link to that, I'll be glad to supply it to you. All right. So now they try to make old Flat Earth Reset out here to be a liar. You know, they're not sure here. Pay attention, because they're not sure here if they're going to be the first ones to see the documentary or not. That's because they can't remember their lies from one week to another. All right, but they're trying to tell me I was lying, saying they're not going to be there Monday the 30th on the premiere. Okay? Well, she's lying again. Let's have a listen here.
We'll be the first people in the community to see this. Well, that's not, you know what? That's not even true.
See what I mean?
No, because some people bought tickets to the very first day.
Right.
Oh, being joined by Mark Zulu 1. Hello. Okay. Back to what you were saying, Mark.
Yeah. So there's going to be people that are going to the meetup on the 30th, which are going to see it. And I don't know if anyone is going to post a review. We will, of course, will review it on.
I'm confused as to the dates. We're not going to the very first showing.
No, the first showing is on the 30th. We are not going to that one. We are going to see it privately on the very next day on the 1st. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to see it publicly on the 2nd.
And we're seeing it privately because the Carolyn and Daniel, they wanted to talk us through it while showing it to us.
I think it's actually an excuse for them to get us alone, but you know.
Do you see what I mean here? They're desperately trying to be funny, these stupid sexual innuendos. It just makes us all look stupid, and that's why they do it. But there you go. They can't remember when they were going to be there, but they just said basically that I'm a liar. They never said they're going to be there on the premiere of the movie. But actuality, they're the freaking liars. This goes back to when they first announced the Hot Docs Movie Festival and their documentary playing at that. Listen here.
So
it'll be exciting because when you and I go to the premiere at the film festival, we've not seen this thing at this point.
Nope. It's going to be honest to God. I don't know if I can do it sober. I really don't know if I can do it sober. I now understand, and it is going to be one of the worst moments of my life in that I understand why actors try to drill themselves.
A lot of them say, people that are involved in the movie industry, that they don't watch their own stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's relative because it doesn't matter how.
There you go. Straight up lying to you because they're going to be there on the premiere. Understand this. The premiere means the very first public showing, and it is a red carpet event. It involves the movie makers and the superstars. And you all know who they claim are the superstars, Mark and Patricia. They all show up for the premiere to promote it to the networks or anybody interested in buying it. And to prove that point, here's Mark telling you why they're going to show up Monday the 30th at the premiere.
We're there to help promote it, and somebody wants to talk to us, great. We're not going to be there for the full 2 weeks. I don't know how long we're going to be there.
Probably in and out. DITRH is saying that his spidey senses are tingling about the project, and he's hoping that it's nothing negative.
If it is, then it's the biggest con job I've ever heard of, because these people were as genuine as I've ever met.
But
it's the biggest con job, and I'll bet you DITRH thinks this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just more lies and deception. Like I said, when you're paid to lie, you can't remember your freaking lies from week to week to week. And what I suspect would happen was they weren't supposed to tell people they were going to be at the premiere because of security issues, and they didn't want their the obvious majority of Flat Earth that don't like these two to show up there. So in the next show, they did say, oh, we're not going to be there for the premiere. We're going to be there on the second showing. Like I say, they're lying their asses off to the Flat Earth community. Have a good day, everybody.